What's up? What's up? Live and direct once again, the whole damn enchilada podcast. Rick Paulton, Ryan Inman, and down below we got our guest this week, Eddie Lengyel. Is that how you pronounce your last name?
Lengyel, yeah.
Lengyel.
The Y silent. It gets everyone.
Lengyel. Okay, there we go. Director of the upcoming movie, which we'll get into shortly, The Melon Head's House of Crow. And if you're from Cleveland, you will have some idea of what that's about. That's a local legend from Kirtland. Like I said, we'll get into more detail about that shortly. Let me open up the comments. I don't think anybody's here yet. Nope. All right, but how's it going, brother?
Good, man. Good. You?
Yeah, good. Yeah. Well, first off, thanks for taking the time to join us. Yeah, I was flipping through Facebook one day, and I seen hey, what's up, Candace? How you doing? I seen an ad for your film, and I thought it was the one that Tony Rizzo was talking about being in. Like, it had to be 10 years ago. And I wanted to see it when he was talking about it, and I commented on the thing. Did this come out? Did this ever come out? And that's when I threw that and discovered it was actually a new film that's debuting next week, Thursday the 22nd at Atlas Cinema Lakeshore in Euclid. Is that right?
The 29th.
29th, right.
2 weeks.
So,
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks from today.
Huh. 2 weeks from today. So we got to come up with something to do for a show next week.
Oh, we got something.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I was expected to be all right. Okay, so I screwed that up. So the movie's actually in 2 weeks at Atlas Cinema. What's up, Karen? How you doing? Chris, what's up? And we got tickets, and we got some tickets to give away. What's up, Bill? How you doing? We got some tickets to give away to the movie, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, I seen that, and then we started communicating back and forth to get you on the show. And like I said, thanks for taking the time for sure. So we'll start right at the top. What got you into the horror genre? What really got you into the business?
Oh, jeez. It goes back to teenage years, you know?
Of course it does.
Everyone starts out loving monsters at 13, right?
Right. See, for me, I got into horror really, really young. I was like mid 80s, and I was born in 79, so like 5 and 6 years old. We'd go up to the local video store, and when you still had those, and rent videos that would scare the daylights out of me, but I'd watch them anyway.
Yeah. When you mention like local video stores, anybody over 40, like, you know, us is like, yeah, and anybody under is like, what's that?
What's a video store?
That was the greatest. I love going to Hollywood.
Yeah.
When I moved over here, they had a Hollywood right up the street, and I would love to go in there and smell like the popcorn. They had a popcorn machine.
Oh, nice.
And then the videos were up, and then the DVDs were kind of in there, you know, too. And it had a certain smell. Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go right to the horror section in the back, and we'd look through every horror film, like try to find a new find, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
It was so fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. And like, you know, like it got to the point where you'd have to ask them what we didn't rent.
Yeah.
You know,
and it was
easy.
Funny. The guy that worked there, he's an older guy, and he knew I loved horror. He's like, you know, why don't you try something a little different? Try this Mr. Brooks movie. You know, and it was like kind of like not really horror, not really, you know. Well, Mr. Brooks, okay. You ever see it with Kevin Costner?
I have not. No.
Have you?
I don't think so.
No one had to add that to the list.
Oh my gosh, Kevin Costner and William Hurt are in it, and Demi Moore.
Okay.
It is so good. I actually own it.
Some big heavy hitters for us to never hear about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it fell under a lot of people's radar. I don't know why they didn't push that film more. It is so good. I don't want to ruin it for you. just go watch it.
Right on. Yeah, we're always trying to get into something different for sure. So
there's horror. There's some horror in it. Like there's not like a killer with a mask. Right. You'll see.
Yeah. We talk about that a lot on this show. We're going to do a whole show about it one day. The what is horror, and talking about horror adjacent things, and like Ryan doesn't believe that Silence of the Lamb is horror.
I don't.
But a lot of people do.
They do.
You know, so it's like what is and what isn't, and that probably falls into one of those categories.
Right. I can't wait for Jared to come on here and destroy me.
Say Silence of the Lamb is suspense. What do you call it? Drama? What
A
is
thriller, suspense, sure.
HBO,
Psychological thriller.
And on the Max app, it has all the sequels under horror, but it didn't have because we were doing some show and it was coming up and we were reviewing that year in movies.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it. I knew it was on there, and I had to find it under suspense or thriller.
Yeah.
It wasn't under horror.
Yeah, that's 91. That would have been that.
Yeah, when we did the year 91 with Nina.
Yes.
Nina. So you're from Cleveland, Eddie?
There you are, Clarice, in the back seat of your daddy's car with your white trash shoes.
Right on.
No matter the genre.
Love that.
It's a great film.
Love that movie. Love that movie so much.
Oh, it's amazing. Right on.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Cleveland?
Solon, yeah.
Solon, right on. Cool. Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. We got a list of questions. Okay. So I caught a couple of your films. I watched Scarred. Let's see. I seen Scarred. I'm in the middle of watching Voodoo Rising, and I noticed that in Voodoo Rising that there was some definite callbacks to the Texas Chainsaw. I'm a big Texas Chainsaw fan. So was that on purpose? The whole minivan with the girl, and she says the thing about the stars and retrograde. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, definitely picked up on that. And there was something else in there too that they actually picked up a hitchhiker, and then later in the film, like, because you think for a lot of it it's just that one killer, and then I'm at the part where the whole family. Spoiler alert, guys. I won't get too much into it, but the whole family is kind of wacko, kind of. So it seemed to me like it was inspired by Texas Chainsaw, like you said before we went on air. Texas Chainsaw without the chainsaw.
Yep. Yeah. That's yep. Pretty much.
So how did these how did this film get a PG-13 rating?
That one?
Yeah.
Did it really?
That's what it says on Tubi. By the way, all these films that we're talking about tonight are either on Tubi or going to be on Tubi. So it's free to check these out. So make sure you guys do so. Yeah. Support people doing shit in the horror community for sure. And the one that won't be on Tubi is the Melon Heads, which you can buy tickets right now to go see that. And if you do buy tickets, I'm giving away a couple of signed Jason items to whoever buys tickets, depending on how many we give away. We got a Ken Kersinger item and we got a Kane Hodder item. If I get 10 of you to buy tickets to this film, I'll give away the Kane Hodder item. If not, then you guys get Ken Kersinger. But that one be able to buy tickets too.
That's quite the leap in prize categories.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, arguably by most people, not us, but arguably by most people, the best Jason, and probably arguably by most people, or not arguably, but the worst.
Which one was that? Which one?
I got 2 signed items I'm giving away to people if they buy tickets to your film. I got a Ken Kersinger signed 8x10. He was in Freddy vs. Jason, and in my opinion, the worst Jason ever.
Mine too.
Worst Jason actor. There's a film that he hates much worse. Yeah. And Kane Hodder, who not, in my opinion, isn't the best Jason, but is definitely a horror icon.
Yes.
I like my favorite Jason is Steve Dash from Part 2, actually, which I'm in the minority there.
A lot of people like that one.
Yeah.
That Part 2.
I'm a Ted White guy. Part 4.
And I like Ted White second because of his brutality. Yeah. Just how vicious he was, and the fact that they were all normal people.
Yeah.
Which one was part? I get them confused. I know X because they're out.
One with Corey Feldman.
I love that one.
Yeah. And who was the director? He was he did other things too.
Joseph Zito.
Yeah.
I love the one with Corey. I love that because the girl, the sister, is a psychic or something, right? Or
no, the psychic comes later.
That's Part 7.
That's Part 7. That's Kane Hodder's first one.
Right.
Okay.
But we're big Friday nerds.
The one with Corey. Yeah.
Yeah, we're huge Friday nerds. So
yeah,
that's why the podcast, The Whole Damn Enchilada, it's from the scene in Part 5 where the guy is in the outhouse and it's like, oh, these damn enchiladas. What's up, Shane and Charles? What's up?
I'm a big Jason fan too. Probably not as big as you guys. Did you guys like X Out in Space?
Love it.
I like
But
it.
again, I know we're in the minority of that.
Yeah,
Did you
most
like
people
it?
hate it.
Loved it.
Good.
Really?
Yeah, good. After seeing a couple of your films, I figured it'd be something you liked.
It was just scary. Like he was really scarier up there in space, wasn't he?
There's
Oh,
nowhere
for
to
sure.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once he got the Uber upgrade, I mean, you just weren't doing anything. They didn't
I know
stop him.
people
They had to
hated-
knock him out of the ship, right?
A
Yeah.
lot of people hated on that film. I don't know. I liked it. I did. Was that Kane Hodder? Who
Yeah.
That
played
was
it?
Kane.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was the
Wow,
last
he did
time.
a good job.
That was his
He did a
last
good
time
job.
playing Jason.
Okay.
Shane says Jason X is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We'll be covering that one in long form, not too long from now.
Not too far in the distant future.
Yeah.
And Sean says X had the best kill, and Bill says Jason X is awesome. My favorite kill is in that when the nitrogen on the face and just shatters it into a zillion pieces. Right
yeah, right.
So original too. You never seen anything like that before.
No, definitely not. So
And speaking, we got to work with Ari. Ari Lehman was in Scarred.
Yeah, he was. That was
Yeah.
one of my questions, and since you brought it up, we'll talk about that. What was it like working with Ari, and how did that come to be?
Oh my gosh, working with Ari was amazing. It was so fun. He
He's
was
such a good dude.
fun.
Yeah, we met him a few times.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me a signed Jason head. It's a head that he was selling.
Oh,
it's
right on.
$500, and he signed it and he gave it to me. I should go grab it, but it's so cool, dude. I mean, I have it stored away in a bag. It's sealed, so air really can't get into it, to keep it preserved.
Yeah, he's so cool. And his band is his band's pretty good. I mean, they're not great, but they're fun to see live.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
The
if you go to YouTube,
mm-hmm.
you can see him. A lot of people didn't catch this. You can see him playing in my basement, his keyboard.
Oh, really? Wow,
and there's
nice.
a video over it. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, we met him. It was the first concert. I think it was the first concert in Ohio after COVID, period.
Yeah.
Definitely was our first concert. And he was so cool.
Down in Worcester, Ohio, at that Just Another Fucking Brewery.
Yep, that was the name of it. Yeah. Right on.
He's great. He's great. He was supposed to leave after 3 days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up staying for a week. We never put him in a hotel. He was having so much fun. He didn't want to go.
Right. Does he have ties to Ohio? Because he's here a lot. Or is it just because
I don't think so. He's from Chicago, right?
Yeah, he's from Chicago, and
I just realized something from the story Eddie just told.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie and I have met before.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. He came into my work right before Halloween time to buy some Halloween decorations.
Dude, that's you.
Yeah.
You're the Marks guy?
Yeah. He's the Marks guy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's right. Solon was your Marks, your original one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, he came. I was at Broadview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you were at Solon before.
Looking for you, and you're not there anymore, they said.
No, I'm still there.
Oh, they said you weren't there anymore.
I was there today.
He's not at Solon anymore. He's at Broadview.
No, I'm at Broadview. I've never been to Solon. Never been to that store.
I was in the Broadview store. I went looking for him, and they said you were gone.
No, I've been at Broadview since July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right on. Speaking of that, that's where I got this guy. Well, he looked a lot different when you gave him to me, but
yeah, it was a Michael Myers. I found
it was a Michael Myers animatronic from part 2, and I dressed him up like Jason.
That. It was in the back. You told me you found.
Yeah. I did tell you that story.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
It's a small world. Small world.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah.
Right on. So, what got you into film, Eddie? Like, what made you want to make movies? I mean,
if you heard the voice in the background, her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did.
So, did you didn't go to school for this or anything, did you?
No, in high school we used to shoot on Super 8.
Mm-hmm.
Super 8 cameras, where it was filmed. And my buddy Dean would edit it together, like the old days. You splice it.
Oh, wow.
And we would just play around, and the families, neighbors, kids, they all come over. We watch on the projector, and everybody loved it. So we're like, hey, man, we love Halloween. Let's go to Kent and learn how to do this and take on the world anymore, you know? And then me and Dean actually, we fell out. I don't know where he did his thing. I went to Kent. They kind of asked me to leave after 2 years because I partied too much, you know? And then I became a DJ. I was just doing music, DJing, mixing records, you know?
Okay, cool.
Met her, and I was telling her about these movies we used to do, and she's like, why don't you do them now? I'm like, oh my God, I can't do that. Make a movie now. You know, it just seems so far away, too big, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah, you can. She really encouraged me. And we went to the library, and I got Lloyd Kaufman's Make Your Own Damn Movie.
Nice.
CD collection. And I watched, I'm like, okay, maybe this is not as hard as I think, you know? Little did I know. It's harder.
Sure. So this is the movie that's coming out, the Melon Heads. That's what, your 6th or 7th film that you've made?
Well, there's Hell Week, Voodoo, Scarred, Krampus, Ratchet, Sluaw. Yeah, Melon's a 7th.
7th, okay. And briefly, we have, like I said, most of our listeners are from Cleveland. Chris, after watching the trailer let me bring this up to see. After watching the trailer for the Melon Heads, I'm getting a Hills Have Eyes, Wrong Turn kind of movie. Am I way off here? Well, we'll let Eddie tell. Like, for the people that aren't from Cleveland, most people here are from Cleveland, so they know a little bit about the legend of the Melon Heads. But for the ones that aren't, we got some people from Jersey, Arizona, a couple different states. Tell them what kind of basically what the Melon Heads is.
Yeah, no, it's nothing like Hills Have Eyes. Well, I mean, the mutant creatures, maybe, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's nothing like Wrong Turn either. Nope. It's more like Stranger Things. It's more like Stranger Things.
It is. It is. Well, I don't know your film. I'm just going by the legend. So what it is for those that don't know, is it like in Kirtland, there's a legend that goes back, and I don't know it probably as well as you do because you probably studied it before you made this movie, but there were some kids that some guy was doing experiments on in like a hospital or something, and these kids had how do you pronounce it? Is it the same thing they say, Jason? It's syphilitic. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I can't say it either. I know. Yeah, it's a big word.
It's like water on the brain.
Water on the brain. I think it's called syphilitic.
You're close. Yeah,
that's.
I'm close. I'm close. God damn it!
It is.
But they so they have these giant melon heads, and they were tortured by this guy, and some of the parts of the legend, depending on who you talk to, they were experimented on and stuff shot in their heads, and the guy doing it is the Dr. Crow, right? That's where the House of Crow comes into play.
Yeah.
So there you go. Edward Lee Cornett. He says hydrocephalisis. Hydrocephalisis. I'll put it up there for you guys to read it. Look at that.
Hydrocephalus.
Edward, you're missing the E on the end of your name.
What did that say?
I'm a Jim Cornette guy. From wrestling, Jim Cornette with the tennis racket.
Yeah, we're big wrestling fans.
Yeah, we do sometimes me and my son and my nephew, we do a spin-off podcast that's all about wrestling that right now it's just going to iTunes. We haven't been doing it live because we want to get some reps in first. Yeah. But so that's the basic legend of the Melon Heads. And I guess they say that if you go to this place in Kirtland, I don't remember exactly where, it's near some woods, you can hear these kids that were tortured, and the place is supposed to be haunted. And ever since I heard about this, like I heard somebody was making a movie about it. It never happened, and then now you made a movie about it. So I'm really excited to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't actually very familiar with this legend at all, but again, I didn't grow up here.
Yeah, you're from Florida.
Right. So I had to do a little homework on it, and it didn't seem familiar to me at all. It was interesting, and like you said, it depends on who you talk to. I've heard like the legend or whatever told like multiple different ways.
Yeah, there's a few different variations on it for
Right.
sure.
Now, like the evil version seems like that would be more fit for a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a
Where Crow was like an evil like doctor.
Oh, for sure. So how long did it take you to make this film?
Filming, you mean?
Yeah.
Film it. We started filming in September, and then we were done in December.
Okay, cool.
21.
Patricia says she loves local haunted legends. Yes. Yeah, it's good stuff. If you're from Cleveland, like I said, the film's going to debut on February 29th. Did I get it right in the little ticker underneath this at least? Thursday, February 22nd. No, see, look at that. Damn it. Yeah, it's not the 22nd, guys, but buy tickets. It's the 29th. I can't change that now, I don't think.
Not on the fly.
I don't know. Probably not. I'm going to try. Oh, I can fix it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we've been having a lot of guests on lately, and like we haven't been able to get up to current things and stuff. So I came up with this little ticker to run at the bottom to to talk about the stuff we got coming up. Let's see, just fixed it. Save, and now we go.
The cool thing about my movie, Melonheads, I know a lot about it. I've wanted to make this movie for over 10 years.
Yeah, right on.
We actually tried making a version back in 2010, but it was the other story. I used to work at Burger King in the 80s.
Yeah, me too.
And this girl, Judy Yards, I used to work with her, and she talked about the cone heads, the melon heads, and like we'd go down the Fields Road in Bainbridge and try to find the melon heads. And what it was a cult. It was a cult, and they wore the pointed heads, like the cape, almost like the devil capes. You know what I mean? And she would say they would steal the people's pets and sacrifice.
Oh wow!
So we went down the Fields Road, and there was a guy named 666 Al on his license plate.
Sounds like a pleasant fella.
We actually got chased by him. Luckily, I had a '79 Trans Am 401. I was able to outrun him. But dude came through. The guy came through Burger King while Judy was working there, and it was so terrifying because I'm like, oh my god, I just was chased by this guy. Anyway, like, did he find me in Burger King? Or it was just a coincidence, but in my head, he was stalking me. You know what I mean?
Oh, I bet.
It was terrifying.
Hey, evil 666 guys crave Whoppers too, man.
Yeah. So there was that story, and we tried filming that story 10 years ago, and the film never got finished. So it always bothered me, So I'm like, I want to do that movie, but I want to do the other legend, which is with Dr. Crow and the Melonhead kids.
Right.
Now mine has a twist. I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, please don't.
I kind of talked about it with Roger the other day,
Okay.
And I don't want to talk about it again. I don't want to give it out just because it will kind of ruin it, like if I tell you about the doctor and my whole, because I kind of created my own storyline. It follows the storyline, but there's a Fright Tech twist.
It's inspired by. Yeah.
Right.
And right. Fright Tech. What is Fright Tech?
My company?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's pictures.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then they don't know. That's what I mean.
What?
People listening don't know.
Okay.
So Fright Tech Pictures is your film company then?
Yeah. Have you been to the website?
I don't know.
Probably not. You would know.
I would know.
There's a whole Melonheads. There's a whole Melonheads event page on there. There's a cast and everything. It's some good stuff on there.
Well, I looked up the cast on IMDb, and I'm on the Melonheads page on Facebook. I did like the Fright Tech page on Facebook, but I don't know if I did.
Type in www.frighttechpictures.com. Are you online right now?
Well, I'm on. I couldn't. I had to go take me away from this, but I will definitely do that later when we go off. But I will try. I could do it on my phone. Look at that, modern technology. So, when did you start this film company?
2005.
And you said it's FrightTechPictures.com?
Yep, but TECK. A lot of people spell it TECH.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what? When I was doing my research, I kept doing that too, and I couldn't find it. I had to have gone here because I do remember. Let me see. Because I do remember I went to Fright Tech and with a C with an H, and they kept shipping me to
Freight company, right?
Yeah, Freight Tech. So I was like, oh, that ain't it. No, I didn't see this. Okay. I just seen the page on the other thing because this looks different. But right now I will delve more into that when we go off the air.
Okay.
But so what directors inspired you when you were coming up?
Well, obviously Toby Hooper.
Toby Hooper. I love Toby Hooper. Big
Right.
Texas Chainsaw guy.
Right.
Brian, not as much. He likes the first film, but the series not as much. But I love Toby.
The first one.
Who did the one with Beale, the 2003? Because I actually like that.
I did too. I don't know who directed it. I love that one too.
Funny, our guest last week was in
it. Yes. We had Brett Wagner on.
Yeah, we had Brett Wagner, Big Swag.
He was the original Leatherface in it, but he got heat stroke, tore up his back, had to go to the hospital. He was in there for 4 days. On the 4th day, they got Janarski to do the rest of the film.
Yeah.
So he got he got kind of shafted out of that. Well, they it's got to move on. He wasn't too upset about it.
Yeah, they did a really good job on that. I really do.
I thought it had a lot of feel of the original. 2003. Who directed that? Marcus Nispel. Never heard of the guy.
Yeah. Well,
Marcus Nispel directed that.
Nispel, yeah.
I know that guy on Facebook.
You know what else he directed? Friday the 13th.
Wow.
The 2009.
The remake, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know they were maybe I didn't know that.
What did you think of that 2009 remake?
The first 20 minutes
are awesome.
It might be the best thing ever in Friday the 13th.
Yeah, the opening for the credits is phenomenal.
And then it falls off the edge.
And then the bell rang.
But I didn't hate it. I like the way that they tried to cram 1, 2, 3, and 4 into one movie.
Love Derek Mears. Love Derek Mears.
Oh, Derek Mears was great as Jason. Yeah. He was like he was very violent, like Ted White.
Very deliberate.
Yeah, I dug it. I dug it, but not as much. There's definitely, it's not the worst by any means.
No. The trailer's amazing.
Yeah.
The way they do the count, they count it 1, 2, 3. That is so creative, so brilliant. I thought.
Well, but that was also the trailer for part 1.
The original, yeah.
Yeah.
Has the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Up to 13.
Yeah.
It was the body count was 13, wasn't it?
In the original?
Yeah.
It's 10.
It's 10? Okay. Yeah, but I know they count to 13 in it.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Yeah, Toby. I love Toby. And John, I'm a big John Carpenter guy.
That's one of my favorites.
You're not going to be Halloween, right?
Yeah. No, John Carpenter is freaking. Yeah, he's amazing. My favorite, one of my favorite films, even above favorite horror films, The Thing. I think it's one of the greatest films of all time.
Oh yeah.
I just seen that for the first time this past year.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of me.
The original?
The original. The first time I seen it was within the last year, and I was just like, because me and Ryan had an idea. We got sidetracked and never came up, but we were going to do a debate where I come up with 3 Wes Craven movies, and he does 3 John Carpenter movies. So I was doing my homework because there's some John Carpenter movies I hadn't seen, and The Thing was one of them. And if I seen it as a kid and don't really remember it at all. I hadn't watched it since if I did see it. Because again, we used to go to the movie store and just rent whatever. So I'm sure I laid eyes on it before, but I never really watched it. And I was just like, I texted him like before I was even done. I was like, dude, this might be the best movie of all time. It's not even a horror movie, not even the best horror movie. It's just utterly amazing. And the ending, I was just like,
that
wow.
dog, the dog, right? The dog.
Yeah. Just like the scene with the blood samples and all that. There's never been a scene with more tension.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, until the end.
Yeah, well.
But that was the best part of it, is how nobody could trust each other, and like everybody was wondering, like the monster wasn't the monster, the people were the monster. Carpenter has a way of playing with your emotions like that.
And like the two guys that trusted each other the least are the ones that have to get along in the end.
Yeah. South Jersey Jason chimes in. He goes, "Talk about living under a rock."
Talking about right.
Hey, it could be worse, man. My favorite horror movie could be Final Destination. He knows what that's about. That's an inside baseball. Brian gets it.
I actually love that movie. I actually love that movie.
How many of those did they make?
I think they're on 37.
Paris, when they're in Paris, right? And then the thing happens, like at the end,
Yeah.
Did you see it? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Final Destination. I've seen a couple of them. I don't really remember them.
Have you, Ryan? Have you seen the first one?
Yes.
How it ends in Paris? Oh, I just think that's brilliant.
I don't hate it.
No, I don't hate it either. It just
they made
to come up in my watch rotation, because I'm the guy that'll watch the same movie 800 freaking times.
How many? They made so many of those movies, and it seems like they did it fast. With those,
they made money.
Yeah, once they started making money, just
just pump them out.
Same with Saw.
I like those. I'm a fan. I like them. I don't know why. I just do.
Brian says in the end scene the sign falls down. I don't know what that means, but you guys probably do.
Right, exactly. It's so good. I love that. Well, because they're in Paris, and the guy is singing in, I think, French. He's singing John Denver.
Oh yeah.
And that was always the cue when the John Denver song would happen, something bad was going to happen. And they're there, and he starts singing in that guitar, playing the guitar and singing in Country Roads or whatever. Or Colorado Rocky Mountain High, right?
Rocky Mountain High.
Yeah.
And then boom, the sign falls.
So there's a new one coming out this year, next year, real soon.
Oh God.
Oh really?
Right. I don't know. Like I said, 37 of them, I think.
37.
I'll watch it.
Oh, I will too, just because I love going to the theater. That's why I'm glad your film's playing at the theater. I love going to the theater, seeing films, and especially horror movies. My son is really into it. I go with my wife, my son, my daughter. She doesn't really like horror movies, but we take her anyway most of the time. She likes classic horror. She likes like Psycho. We're gonna do a taped episode that'll air while we're at your film. So there will be a show on that week on the 29th, not 22nd, and it'll be me and her reviewing Psycho, which is her favorite horror film. And Bill Wolf says that the new one, it takes place on a ship, the new Final Destination.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So it's like Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah, which is, in my opinion, by far the worst. And his opinion, Jason Goes to Hell is the worst. But
I hate Jason Takes Manhattan. I hate that.
You see me
don't like
which one is he going to side with?
Yeah, I hate that one. I have it on VHS too.
Yeah.
It's so bad, man. I mean, I don't hate it because I will watch it, but I just watched it recently, and because it has a couple good kills in it, like Julian, yeah. The punches his head off, and
that's cool.
There's some cool stuff to it, but it's the only one that doesn't have Harry Manfredini's music in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's as big of a character as anybody in the films.
It really is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We have a good composer on Melon Heads.
Chris Olin asks, how will he be able to watch Melon Heads? And Chris is not from Cleveland. So just for that, the next person to comment that they want tickets to the movie, comment in the comments, and I will give you tickets to this film. So there's that. But how will somebody that's not from Cleveland, hey, Rosa, what's up, watch the movie?
Well, we're going to screen it.
Mm-hmm.
we're going to screen it on the 29th. That's the only way, is at the screening.
Mm-hmm. So, but after that, though, like, how long is it going to eventually go to Tubi as well, or?
Well, I'm hoping more. Like, my goal for that is to get like a small theater run across the country.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That's what I really wanted. That's what I really want to do. That's
so
my
you planning
goal.
on taking it to any conventions or anything?
Oh yeah, yep. Matter of fact, before I talked to you, I was just talking to Horror Hound. Have you heard of Horror Hound?
Oh yeah, in
magazine?
Cincinnati. We haven't been, but we've heard of it. There's a convention coming up here too, Ohio TerrorCon, and that guy says he knows you, so you might want to talk to him, because he's going to be screening some movies at that thing.
Oh, okay. Get me his information. But Horror Hound just opened up a slot for us. Well, and I got to get in the screener over the weekend, and that'd be awesome, because that's a big convention.
Right. Oh yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the distribution yet. I haven't decided. I mean, I think there'll be a lot of people that are going to want to get their hands on it just because of the legend and everything, you know. And I think it has a chance of making some noise, once it comes out.
Right on. So Bill Wolf, he's from New Mexico, and he says Morgan Crypt Horror Fest in September. Try to get out there for that. They you could screen it there. Those guys, Morgan Crypt, you can find them on Facebook. That's a new convention just started last week. So Candace, if you want those tickets to the movie, you got them. So I got another set of tickets too to give away if somebody else wants them. But so I got 2 sets, and then I got 4 for my family. So
and I got your poster set aside.
Beautiful, yeah. But I have it hanging up on the wall of fame back there. Yeah, I love the way that the melon.
It's a big one. It's a big movie poster.
Oh, okay. So we'll find some room for it. There's a hole over there that doesn't have anything on it, but I might want to move some stuff around because I want to have it like shown on the podcast.
Yeah, you're gonna get the official big movie 24 by 30 man. Movie. Yeah.
Right on.
Hey, I got frames for those at my store, cheaper than anywhere else.
Do you? Okay, pick me up one.
I need 2.
Yeah,
I need 2 frames.
Well, I got a bunch of them.
Well, pick up 3 and I'll pay you for them, and then I'll take 2 to him.
I grabbed you that poster tube too.
I forgot about that, but yes, that's cool too. I need that for that convention coming up.
Be a big spender, Rick. It was a whole $3.99.
It's cool. It's a little tube that has like a little handle on it. So if you're at a convention, usually if I'm at these conventions, I'm dragging the poster around, but with this, I could roll it up, put it in there for the signatures. Like I took his, he has a poster. You can't see mine, but it's huge. Friday the 13th poster that I took to Camp Crystal Lake to get signed for him, and I'm walking around this thing like, oh God, it was insane. I wish I would have had that poster tube then.
Yeah. I wish you would have too. Keep my property safe.
Right on.
What did you think of Scarred? What did you think of Scarred with the killer Jonah?
I thought it was pretty cool. I dug it. It's a little. It got way better towards the end. That's for sure. I like this movie I'm watching now better though.
The last 30 minutes of Scarred are great. The first half is, you know what I mean? It's like slow movement. The last 30 minutes is my favorite part.
Yeah, it gets really good. It starts to pick up. But this movie I'm watching now, I kind of like more. The Voodoo Rising. That's what I'm watching now, which is also on Tubi. I got.
You like that one more?
I do. I like it a lot more. But again, I really like Texas Chainsaw, and I could see a lot of influence of it in this. So that's probably why. And I'm also interested. You got, what do you say, Sluow? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Sluow.
And that has something to do with St. Patrick's Day, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll be watching that over
season for that then. Yeah.
What's that?
That just came out. It just got released last week. Yeah. Have you seen the trailer?
I did not. I just seen on the IMDb, and I've seen you post a lot about it, but I haven't seen the trailer, but I will check it out. So what is it about? Like in a quick couple of sentences.
No. Yeah. It's a big story.
It's a big story.
The Sluow is Irish, the undead.
Yeah.
So that's like a zombie.
An Irish zombie. You'd figure I'd know about this.
Yeah. And I came up with my own story. The Sluagh, she comes up every 7 years, and she's looking for a virgin because I'm kind of giving it away. I don't know if I want to give it away, but she needs a virgin sacrifice to come into the world, and to live forever. Otherwise, if she doesn't get the virgin sacrifice, she has to go back down into the earth for another 7 years. So, yeah, basically that's the short version. And she's got her minions. She's got her minions of demons around her, Sluaghs, that kind of take over this town.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, definitely looks interesting. I'm going to check it out for sure. And that is on. You said you could watch that through Roku, but not on the the
You
Tubi
can pay
yet.
for it. You can
I'll
buy
pay
it for
for it. How do I watch it?
$3.99.
Yeah, I'll pay for it. I don't give a shit. Okay, cool. That's what I'll do then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather pay for it. I like to support people.
It's getting good reviews. Horror Society gave us a 7.5 out of 10, which I was very happy with because the review though was really well written. Like he didn't slam it.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big fan though of Ratchet. He gave Ratchet a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
A lot of people love Ratchet.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it for sure because I'm using your movies for like the times where I can't figure out what to watch. I was like, I'm gonna check these out because you go blank and you just can't even you got access to literally damn near everything that's ever existed, and then you sit down to watch a movie and you go through the thing like, do I want to watch this? Do I want to watch this? And then next thing you know, 45 minutes went by and you haven't even watched anything.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
So Chris asks, he has so what is your favorite horror movie of all time, Eddie, if you had to pick one?
Favorite of all time?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I know what the best of all time is, and we already went through that. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely the best horror movie of all time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one, because I have a few.
Well, name a couple.
What's that?
Just name a couple then, whatever.
Well, like Chainsaw is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Omen's one of my favorites. Halloween's one of my favorites.
Halloween is great.
Yeah. Children of the Corn, yeah. It's not my favorite, Rage. No.
Nah, Children of the Corn's good. Did you see the new Children of the Corn?
Mm-hmm.
No.
See, I really want to tell you don't because it's pretty bad, but the girl in it that takes the place of the boy from the first one.
Isaac.
Is it Isaac or is it Malachi?
Isaac.
Hey.
The guy running shit. She said Isaac. She says no Malachi. No, she's saying Malachi. Yeah. Isaac or Malachi, whichever one the little boy was. The girl that took his place and is kind of playing his role is so good that it's worth watching at least once. But the movie is not good. The movie it pisses everybody off because it's a lot of people don't like new things,
Yeah.
But I just thought she was just so amazing in it that I was not, I was glad I watched it just for her. Bill Wolf says his favorite's The Exorcist. That's one of my daughter's favorites. Again, she likes old school classic horror movies, not like the blood and guts, crazy stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm getting softer. My films are getting this. I'm getting softer my older age. Yeah.
Well, her favorite horror movie of all time is the best horror movie of all time. So
it's up there.
Yeah.
Psycho?
Yeah.
Yeah. Psycho's amazing.
It's the best horror movie of all time, in my opinion.
I mean,
Slasher's a different story. I consider that a different genre. But horror movie is like, I don't consider that a slasher. It's just
it may not be directly a slasher, but it's definitely the godfather of slashers. It like inspired them all, and they all came from there.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, we were talking about Children of the Corn remake. If you could remake a movie that's been out, what would you remake? Would you ever thought about doing a remake of an established title?
Well, man, that's a good question.
That actually is a really good question for a director.
Yeah. I don't know. Top of my head, I can't really. I didn't think about that.
Right on.
Yeah.
St. John's, Michigan Jason says his favorite movies is Friday the 13th, because of course they are. He's St. John's, Michigan Jason. So.
Now the 3-time champion?
Oh, I think it's up to 5 now.
5.
He won another one. He won that one that we were at.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
And I asked my wife if because we were up there to meet Kane Hodder, and you had to take a number, and they were doing a cosplay contest. I was wearing that, and our turn to meet Kane was right the same time they were doing the cosplay contest, so I couldn't get into it, and I really wanted to compete in it. And I asked my wife, I said, well, who would have won, me or Rob? And she said Rob looked better than me, so I felt like, all right, at least I would have lost anyway, because she was going to be honest with me. She wasn't going to bullshit.
Yeah.
If his own wife would have voted for the other guy, then
right, then I would have lost, and I'm okay with that. Bill Wolf says Phantasm would be a good one to remake.
Not bad.
Not a bad choice.
Yeah.
Especially, that'd definitely be a good one. Let's see, what other questions do I got here? Ryan, you got anything?
Yeah, I actually, like you were saying earlier, a lot of our listeners, viewers, or whatever, I'd say probably around half, maybe a little more, are local people, so they get this thing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you, Eddie, how would you sell this film to someone, say, not from Cleveland, not from the area, not familiar with the legend? How would you pitch to someone to see your movie?
How would I pitch them?
Yeah, like how would you be like, come see this movie?
Yeah, you were trying to talk to somebody that has no idea what this is about.
They don't know what the legend is.
It's a good question. You're making me think.
Okay. That's what we try to do here.
Yeah. And that is a challenge that we're like facing, because it's kind of easy to say, well, if you're from Ohio,
sure,
Northeast Ohio, hey, have you heard of the Melon Heads? Yeah, 9 times out of 10, most people are going to hear about it,
right.
But then if not, then I'll say, yeah, it's about these orphan kids with these big bulbous heads, and this doctor does these creepy experiments on them. And then the legend is that the Melon Heads took over the hospital and ended up killing Dr. Crow.
Yeah.
Fire. That's one of the legends, Now that doesn't happen in my movie.
Main one that I've heard, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Different versions.
Right. Mine's a little different. I don't want to spoil it,
Yeah.
But,
no, please, like I said, please don't.
Yeah, they don't take it over. They don't take the doctor over or burn it down. So, I would pitch it that, and mine's got this really cool twist. If I give it away,
no, don't.
No, definitely don't want you to do that, because I definitely want to see it.
No one's gonna see it coming.
If I'm seeing it a few months from now, I'd say go ahead and give it away, because I'll forget by then. Because that's.
You would,
but I'm gonna see it in 2 weeks, so I won't forget.
To go like that.
Now I would use that to pitch it to someone, like, hey, there's this thing that I did different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's very. I'll just give you a hint. It's very Stranger Things-esque.
Right. Okay.
See, that's probably a good way to put it, because that's like the biggest thing going right now. Anything in that realm people are into.
So borderline
it's borderline sci-fi.
Yeah,
movie kind of borderline sci-fi horror. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, which the thing was also borderline science fiction, and is one of the greatest movie of all time.
It's funny, when the first season of Stranger Things came out, it was popular right away, but it didn't blow up like it has now.
Mm.
And I remember I marathoned them on a Christmas. It was like the Christmas, like right after it came out, I was alone on Christmas. I just hammered them out in one day. And I was just like, wow. And I was like telling friends about it. And I sold it to them like this. I'm just like, yeah, it might be sci-fi, but it's not what you're thinking. And I'm just like, do you like anything like 80s Spielberg stuff? Like,
yeah.
Then you'll like
absolutely.
It. Then you'll like it.
Yeah. I got into that late too. I ended up I think I watched them after season. They were all out, but when I started watching them,
oh wow,
every episode was out.
Yeah. Same with me. I was late to the party.
Yeah,
I was definitely late to the party.
I've been watching them since they came out. I saw the first season maybe 2 months after they dropped it, and then I've been into it since.
So Roger here, he says, speaking of remakes, he would love to see a big budget remake of Nightbreed with mostly practical effects. Everything has to be practical effects, because when you use CGI, I don't know. CGI costs more,
It does.
and it
does
doesn't look.
cool.
It's good. There's holes all over it. Like, why would you even want to? It doesn't make any sense to me. Is it maybe just because it's easier? I mean, it's not cost efficient because I know it costs a ton. We had Robert Kurtzman on, and we were me and him were talking about that. I don't know if we talked about it on air or off air, but we were talking about special effects and CGI versus practical. Like, why would you ever bother with CGI? I don't understand it.
I'm sure he's not a fan of it. Not Robert.
We do both.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We do both. Mainly practical.
Yeah.
Mainly, like Scar was all practical, Voodoo's all practical, Krampus is all practical. Ratchet, there is a CGI in that. There's one.
Yeah. And you
No,
know, like
two.
sometimes it could be okay, and then sometimes it's like it's something you can't like create with your hands, so you kind of have to. But like in the new Exorcist, an Exorcist Believer, there's a scene where the girl starts to bleed.
Yeah.
And like real blood would have looked so much better. Like, why would you use CGI for that when you could just squirt blood? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I actually liked that movie more than the average person did.
I liked it a lot.
You know, when Roger Preby, he's a friend of mine.
Okay, I didn't recognize the name. I figured he came because of you. I appreciate that though, Roger. But go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Raj. He's awesome. He's a filmmaker too.
Cool.
He's got a fun little movie called Quarterbend. If you ever get a chance, you want like a Kevin, what's that, Clerks? Like a Clerks.
Oh, I like
type.
Clerks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, kind of like that. It's fun. It's a fun little film.
I like stuff like that.
It's on Tubi. Give it a watch. It's fun. But you know, I got to thinking that Nightbreed, one of my all-time favorite movies is Lost Boys.
Oh yeah.
And so if I maybe remake that, but then again, it's so good. Why would you even want to? You know what I mean? But if I had the chance to do that, because I just love that film.
See, I think to remake a movie it's really hard to do, especially if it's something that was like an iconic movie like that. Because if you do like they did with Psycho and you do shot for shot and like, what did you do? You didn't do anything.
And that's such a shame too, because Van Sant is a great filmmaker himself. I don't know why he just copied it.
Right. So you got to put your own spin on it. Like with Texas Chainsaw and the film we were talking about earlier, it had a lot of influence from 74, but it wasn't the 74 film. So it was okay. You know, and you have to, it's dangerous because you got the people that are such fans of the original content that they're going to sit there and they're going to pick everything apart. And then again, you can't do the exact same movie because then you didn't do anything.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's dangerous. It works sometimes, and most of the time, probably not.
I think a perfect film, and I'm not going to name a film, but you to remake something, you'd want to look for something that had such a great premise and maybe a good script. But
it didn't take off.
Well made, you know.
Well, The Thing.
Made though. Oh, the original.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the original
is a remake.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
And how it's kind of the same, but kind of way different at the same time. And
well, by what, 1982? Yeah, technology had advanced a bit more.
Roger Preby says, "Let Me In" is better than the original film. I don't know this movie. I probably should, but I don't. So I don't know the original or the remake.
There's two of those. Let Me In.
Yeah, he said the newer one's better than the original. Sometimes the remake can be better, and like I said, the Thing, but there's been others. Can't think of any off the top of my head, but there has been others. Wasn't The Fly a remake?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen the original, but I hear this one's better.
The remake of The Blob is better than the original too.
Everyone says that.
Yeah.
Remake of Let the Right One In.
Are you guys familiar? We have another movie coming out in March called Bite. It's a werewolf movie.
Okay. I seen something about that. Yeah.
Oh, that's got JP written all over it.
Yeah.
JP.
Oh, JP Cross from A Killer's Confession. He's been on the show a couple times.
Yeah.
And
loves werewolf movies.
Yeah. He likes
This
his,
one's a little different. It's not your traditional, so it's either gonna. We think the younger kids are gonna love it, the millennials, the Gen Zs, because it's
Mhm.
about an app. It's an app that turns you into a werewolf.
That sounds interesting, actually.
And
So
the,
it's
the
a little
name
different.
Bite, the name Bite, like a computer bite.
Yeah.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeff came up. Jeff Miller produced it. He funded it. I wrote it and directed it, and that's coming out in March. Actually, we're gonna have a premiere for that one too in March.
Cool.
I
Yeah,
I kind of dig
he's
that.
being real.
that.
He's being real hush
Yeah.
hush on it. They cut
Yeah.
an amazing trailer. The trailer for it is so amazing, but he's not letting us show it yet. He's waiting. He's holding back. So
Back to our topic of remakes. Chris Olin says, "What about The Fog?"
That's a remake.
Chris, I gotta know, did you actually like the remake of The Fog? Because I haven't seen it, but I have friends that they act like it's the worst thing that was ever existed.
One person in particular.
Yes. So I kind of want to see it just to see how bad it is, but
Don't do it.
And what about a remake of People Under the Stairs? That would
Don't
be
need to make it.
no need, but he said it was horrible. Good, Chris. I was starting to question your taste for a second. But what's his name? Supposed to be making a People Under the Stairs remake? Jordan Peele.
Okay, that could be okay.
Yeah. So I'll watch it. We'll see if it's any good.
Well, I'm gonna cheat because we kind of talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
I would remake. Oh, hello. Hey, Valentine's Day was yesterday. No, but I would remake They Live, but as a TV series.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, because you could do so much more with that premise. And I mean, the film is great, but you could do so much more with that premise, especially in modern times.
Right on. So
did you guys see the trailer for Melonheads? Have you seen the trailer?
I did. I shared it on the page. I've gotten good feedback from it from people that have seen it on my page. And
yeah, people liked it.
Pretty cool. Definitely looks cool. Definitely.
We didn't want to show too much. We didn't show the doctor, not really. We didn't want to show much of the Melonheads either. Want people guessing,
I'm not super technologically advanced, so I usually have my kid take stuff from the internet and turn it into something I could play on here. But I was working so much and I didn't have time to, but I was going to have him get me the trailer so I could play it while we talked about it, which I've done before. But
yeah,
I don't know how to do it. And I need him to do it for me. And if I don't, anytime I need him to do something like that for me, I got to be on him for like 3 days. So it's a 3-day process. It takes him all of 2 minutes to do it, but it takes me 3 days to get him to do it because he's hard-headed like that. But yeah, so I didn't get it in time. So I usually like if somebody's doing a movie, I'll play the trailer and then like it'll move all of our faces over to the side and like it'll play while we could talk over it if we wanted to.
Can he do it? Does Ryan know how to do it?
I'm just on my phone.
Yeah, and we can't do it now anyway. Like it have to, it has to be like rendered or something, and then like I have it down here and I hit a button and it plays.
If I was over there and like was with you on the computer like I am sometimes, I could.
Like we'll play it. We'll play it next week. I'll put it on there next week for
put it back on the page too.
It is on the page already.
Finder out about.
We're trying to get many people there. There's 400 seats that need to be filled. If we sell it out, he said he's going to let me then take it out to Menor, and that's where the Melonheads really originated from.
That's out
Kirtland, Chardon. Well, they're from Kirtland, but it's like Kirtland, Chardon, Menor area. You know what I mean?
Lake County.
So if we sell this out, then he'll let us take it to the Menor, the Great Lakes Mall. There's a theater out there.
Right on.
And that's the goal, is like to sell it out as many theaters around Ohio as we can, so that we can go to a distributor and say, hey, look, guys, we did more than just one showing. We showed it here, here, and here. So it'd be behoove of you maybe to grab this thing and take it and screen it across the country. That's my goal.
Right on. So when funding these movies, do you do like Indiegogo or anything like that, or?
We did for this one. We did an Indiegogo for this one. Cool. Yeah.
Yes, we backed a couple.
I'm not going to tell you the budget. I've been told not to talk about the budget.
Well, you told me the budget in some of the other films you made, and like I said, I've seen movies made for 10 times what you put into some of these movies that weren't as good. So,
thanks, man. Thank you.
Really good job. And that's something those studios like. They like a guy that can take a little bit of money and do stuff with it. Well, that was Carpenter's biggest claim to fame.
Yeah.
He could do a lot with a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was stunned. I actually, as big of a fan as I am of him and his work, I was stunned to find out, and I just recently found out, I never looked into it, what the budget for the original Halloween was.
Yeah, it's very
All
low.
it was.
300.
Yeah, it blew my
300.
mind. It was, They made that cheaper than they made Friday the 13th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, my movie Mother Krampus Part 2, it's number 3 and out of the list of the best Krampus movies.
Yeah,
So
I like that. I seen most of it, but I was watching it at work, so I got to rewatch it because I missed some things. But you shot that in Tremont, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely recognize the neighborhoods. And as a Cleveland guy, you love to see stuff like that, and but like I said, we usually go for about an hour. It's been about an hour, so
oh wow, flew by.
Time flies. Yeah, when you're having a good conversation, which it has been. So everybody in the comments that are still here, buy a ticket to this film, support people doing things, and then message me when you buy the ticket, and I'll enter you in the contest for that signed Friday the 13th item. I gave away one set of tickets. I'll give away another one later, and maybe next week, maybe sometime during the comments, whatever. You comment on something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Just send me a message if you want to go. Like I said, I got 8 tickets to this movie, so I did my part to sell it out.
Yeah.
We'll post it real quick. I want to show you something. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll post on
Thanks,
the
Bill.
Info about where to buy tickets.
Yeah, I got a link on the page. I'll have to put it to the top of the page. If you get a chance, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Pin it. Is that what you do? You pin it to the top of the page?
Yeah.
And then this will entice you. If you buy, when you go to the theater, they're going to run a special, a large drink and a large popcorn, and I'm throwing in a free melon head sticker.
There you go. Can't go wrong with that. And
you get a free melon head sticker. Yeah, fresh off the press today.
Hell yeah. I see when you posted that. We're gonna definitely be there. And like I said, we're coming like 8 deep. There's at least 8 of us coming. And anybody else that goes to buy it. Would love to see it, but can't make it to Cleveland, Bill says. Yeah, he's in New Mexico. But I'm sure you'll see it wherever it ends up going. And cool. Yeah. And so buy tickets to the movie, post that you bought tickets. We got a giveaway for that. The movie is February 29th, Atlas Cinema Lakeshore in Euclid, Ohio. Eventually, it'll hopefully come to a theater near you if this goes well. And I'm sure Eddie will be selling Blu-rays of it eventually. And, we'll support him and support people in the horror community doing things. And, yeah. So, I don't know. Is there something I'm forgetting? Maybe. I don't know. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Eddie? Or
no, just hopefully y'all come out and see us on the 29th.
Are you going to be there? Are you going to be there at the premiere?
Am I going to be there?
Yeah, are you going to be there at the theater? I mean, I would imagine you would.
I think so.
Do a little meet and greet, say what's up.
Yeah, we're going to have a table. We're selling merchandise. We're going to have melon head T-shirts.
Cool. Oh, hell yeah! With the logo that's on the poster. Okay, cool. Yep. How much are those running?
I'm not sure yet. Probably between 15 and 20, probably. What's a good price? 15, 20? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Nowadays
20 is good, man. 20 is like, don't have to break change. Here's a 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice round number.
And then we're going to be also giving away coasters. So you get a free coaster with the melon head on it and a koozie.
Well, I need a 2X of one of those shirts, so set me aside one. I'll definitely be buying one.
2X? Okay, I'm actually meeting with the T-shirt guy tomorrow. I'll make sure. Okay.
Yeah. And if you can get one of the absolute smallest ones you can get, that'd be cool too. I'd buy that if you figure that out for my son.
For your daughter?
My son. It's so hard he likes horror shirts, but it's so hard to find any in his size.
He's so small, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like I got from Fright Rags, I got an extra small woman's shirt, and that fits him.
How old is he?
He's
8.
I don't know. This is a running bit on this show. I have no idea how old my kids are. I'm gonna go with 8.
He's 8. Yeah, he's 8.
His mom just said he's 9. I've
He's
just been
not-
informed
oh,
he's
yeah.
9. He
Yeah,
was
that
8 the day of that convention. Don't tell Nate Thompson, but because he had 8 under got in free.
If we could promote the website too, though, because I'm trying to get that website out there.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah.
If you can get 4 or 5 X's, I'll take one of those off your hands too.
Who?
At the show? I'm saying if you can get a 4 or 5 X, I'll take one of those off your show because off your hands. Bill in New Mexico wanted to get one, and I'll get it from you and I'll ship it to him if you can get one.
How many size X?
4 or 5.
Like
Giant,
okay,
big dude.
all right.
So
I
if you
don't know.
can get one of those, if you get one of those, cool. If you can't, cool. And if you get one, I'll send it to Bill. All right,
Okay.
but so anyway, we're gonna get out of here, and I want to thank you again, Eddie, for coming by. We'll watch the movie. We'll talk about the movie after it comes out, and yeah. But we're gonna go see the movie February 29th, Atlas Cinema, Lakeshore. If you see us, say hi. Eddie will be there. Buy a T-shirt, and yeah. So, do you have anything else you wanted to add? Anybody?
There goes the neighborhood.